I want to welcome you back to BLACKSITE Sports. Tonight, we're going to talk about Oklahoma assistant coach Cale Gundy resigning after using the N-word. First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. Cale Gundy, the assistant head coach and wide receiver coach for Oklahoma, resigned. He resigned after reading something one of his players had on his iPad. First, I would like to read this article from Outkick really quick. Many members of the Oklahoma Sooners reportedly didn't want Cale Gundy to leave the program. The longtime Sooners assistant resigned from his coaching position after he admitted to reading a shameful and hurtful unknown word off a player's iPad during a film session. He announced his resignation late Sunday night after more than 2 decades as a coach with the program. Sooner Nation. I have moved. Despite his resignation, it sounds like many members of the team did not want him to leave. Gabe Eckert reported the vast majority of players on the roster didn't want Gundy to leave. Talked to a few current players about the situation earlier. Seemed like the team had talked through it and that the vast majority wanted Cale Gundy to stay. But ultimately, Cale did what he thought was best for the program. After more than 2 decades as a coach with the Sooners and several seasons as a dominant quarterback in Norman, Gundy is gone because he read a player's iPad during a film session. As Gundy claimed in his statement, they weren't his words. He was just reading a message on the iPad. I want to be very clear. The words I read aloud from the screen were not my words. What I said was not malicious. It wasn't even intentional. Still, I am mature enough to know that the word I said was shameful and hurtful, not matter of intentions. The unfortunate reality is that someone in my position can cause harm without ever meaning to do so, the former Oklahoma coach told fans in his resignation announcement. Overall, it seems like the situation spiraled out of control before most people even realized what happened, and that backed up by the fact that most players didn't want him to resign. What an incredibly bizarre and strange situation with an Oklahoma football program. Make sure to check back and we'll see for the latest updates on this situation. I believe that Cale Gundy made a mistake. He read what's on the iPad. You know, sometime when you're doing something or you're teaching a young person and you're upset that that person is not listening to you, so you may go snatch his paper or do something because you want him to listen, and you want to snatch the paper and say, you're not doing what I'm asking you to do. And he picked it up and he read, you know, what was on the iPad. But this wasn't in his mind. He was just reading what the player had on his iPad. And he basically made a mistake. He knows he shouldn't have read it, but he wanted to teach a kid a lesson. It's just like a teacher being in the classroom. You're out there and you know that this student is over here drawing something. Oh, he's not talking about writing about the Revolutionary War. Oh, he's talking about writing about Call of Duty. Okay? Is Call of Duty going to help you pass this class? You know, that was the reaction of a coach or a teacher. It wasn't a malicious attempt. But in today's society, you make that one mistake, you got to dive on that sword. And he did it for the University of Oklahoma. He had to do it. He had no other choice. They gave him no other choice because they didn't want no protests at the school. He knew what was going to happen. He knew the blue check mark was going to be at the school. He knew that the students were coming back from college that they will be eventually marching on the athletic director's dorm in the president's house. He knew it was going to happen. So after 2 decades on the job, it's all thrown away because in 2 or 3 seconds, he made a mistake. And you know there are people out there on that campus, there are people out there who would love to take advantage of the situation. And he didn't want to destroy this upcoming season with Brent Venables being a new coach, that he said, I might as well step back. Maybe they could have sat down and gave him a suspension. But in today's society, there is no mercy for making a mistake, especially if you happen to be a white male or you happen to be on the wrong side of the political spectrum. I want to thank you for listening to BLACKSITE Sports. I hope you subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, but also share this video.